When would shutter speed be the first setting that you choose? My name is Nancy, your photography teacher, and I'm going to teach you about shutter speed in this video. In the last video, I talked about how to choose your aperture and when is it most important to select aperture first. So if you need that information, go check out the video before this one. The video after this, I'm gonna make about ISO so you can follow me along for that information. Now, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna take a photo of my son kicking the soccer ball, but before I go out there, it's very, very windy, so I'm going to explain in this. Shutter speed should only be the setting that you choose first when you are in manual mode, when the priority of the image is to freeze motion. So if you are taking photos of wildlife, of sports, of planes, trains, or automobiles, when background blur and subject separation is not more important than freezing a fast motion, that is when your shutter speed should be your #1 priority setting, and you should choose that setting first. The second setting, when shutter speed is #1, is always going to be aperture. And the third setting is always going to be ISO. What shutter speed you choose depends on how fast your subject is moving. There are suggested values for different types of movement, and I have a manual mode settings cheat sheet on my website, nancysmiley.com. It's free. You can go download it. It's on the home page. So let's go take some pictures with shutter speed as our #1 setting. I'm going to change my shutter speed, which is right down here. I know it might not be very visible in the video. Right here on the back of your camera, this dial changes your shutter speed. I'm going to increase my shutter speed. Actually, I'm going to start with it low at 200. And I'm going to take a photo and let's see if it is blurry or frozen. Look at his hands. There is motion blur. The ball is not frozen either. So let's do it again. With a higher shutter speed, I'm going to increase from 200 to 400. No, we have lots of motion blur. Let's double the shutter speed again. I'm going to go from 400 to 800. Is the motion frozen? Look at the hands. Pretty much. It's close enough for me, but you could continue to increase the shutter speed if you wanted. So you may have noticed that as I increased my shutter speed, I also changed my ISO or my aperture. This is because when your shutter speed goes up, your image gets darker. So you have to compensate by changing your other settings. I'm gonna make a video about ISO next, so make sure you go check that one out. And if you have questions about manual mode settings or shutter speed or anything really, let me know in the comments section and I would love to help you out. As always, download the resources that are free on my website or check out my photography courses, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.